When moving into their new place, this person was ready for a breath of independence. What they weren't ready for, however, was a brush with the paranormal. But unfortunately, that's just what they got. After dealing with this horrific invasion of their property, they decided to take matters into their own hands and set up a couple of house cams, make calls, some petrifying videos, but the scariest one, weirdly enough, was the one where the least amount of destruction took place. A lot of people seem to think that all of the videos this person posted could have been faked with them standing behind the camera, but all of those comments were quelled with this clip. How the hell did that happen? At least now, you know nobody was behind the camera.
Certain musical notes have been known to strike a chord with certain paranormal entities, and this guy is about to find out why he might have to pursue another career. Watch this. Now that is one hell of a reason to freak right out. Imagine living in a haunted house where objects move and strange sounds emanate out of thin air, but then you capture something like this on camera. A shadowy figure that manifests behind you when you least expect. But when you turn the camera, it's gone. It's safe to assume he might be dealing with more than just a fond admirer, more like a supernatural stalker.
Paranormal investigators Dark Gate Area decided to take on a truly terrifying challenge, exploring a haunted forest where, according to local law, children have been dragged into the darkness, never to be seen again. The locals believe a demon haunts these woods, thanks to shady occult rituals performed decades ago. Now, no one in their right mind dares to step foot there after dark, but Dark Gate Area aren't exactly known for their right minds. So on a random Tuesday night, they packed their gear and headed straight into the heart of the forest, determined to stay overnight. What they encountered, the stuff of nightmares. Take a look.
داستانای اینجا خیلی زیاده، ولی گفتم یکی از مهمترین مسائلی که ما رو کشونده اینجا اینه که یه پسر 14-15 ساله، یعنی یه پسر بچه اینجا مفقود شده و هنوزم که هنوز پیدا نشده. تقریبا الان گفت از سال 92 گفتن. آره
گفت تقریبا 10-11 سال
92 بود فکر
92
و جالبی موضوع اینه که صدای اون پسر بچه، کسایی که اومدن اینجا موندن تا صبح، خیلی ها میگفتن ما صدای جیغ زدن و داد زدن یا بهتر بگم شکنجه کردن یه پسر بچه، یه صدای بچه میشیندن اینجا. و دلیل اصلی که ما اومدیم اینجا هم همینه. صدا خشخش آتیشه
عزیزم تو اومد. چی شد؟
After hours of waiting and capturing absolutely nothing, ghost haunting luck, they decided to hunker down in their tent and wait for the stroke of midnight. Because you know, that's definitely when things get spicy. And boy, did they. Out of nowhere, someone or something smashed against their tent.
صدا خشخش آتیشه
عزیزم تو اومد.
Did you catch that? The tent window flat, like something pushed it from the inside. But here's the kicker. They had another camera to catch multiple angles, and we can clearly see there's no one touching it. No way they could have done it without being caught on camera. But oh boy, were they in for a full-on spookfest yet? What happened next? Even worse.
اصلا نمیشه بگی آره چیز داره. چی بود اون؟ یا خدا یا خدا خدا چی بود این؟ کیه؟
Again, something struck the tent. No footsteps, no shadows, no one in sight. Was whatever did this trying to lure them out of their only safe spot? Whatever happened next might have just confirmed it.
مواظب باش. چی شد؟ چی شد؟ چی شد؟
Did you see that? As one of them went to investigate the knocking sound, something grabbed his bag and yanked him straight into the river.
مواظب باش. چی شد؟ چی شد؟
At that point, they knew they weren't just dealing with a few creepy noises. This was something far more powerful. So, they did the only sensible thing, skedaddled back to their tent and got the hell out of there. But when they reviewed the footage later, they realized something had been with them the whole time. And it wasn't just the entity. Watch this.
ثبتی های مهم ویدیو. بچه‌ها اینجا رو ببینید. ما اینجا فکر کردیم گفتیم خب شاید چوب آتیش گرفته و بالاخره یه تکونی خورده و افتاده. ولی بچه‌ها ما اینجا تازه آتیش رو روشن کرده بودیم و این خیلی خیلی عجیبه. این یکی از ثبتی های عجیبمون بود توی جستجوی این جنگل.
At first, they thought the stick moving near the fire was just from the flames crackling. But look closer, the stick wasn't touched by the fire and no one kicked it. So what moved it? And then came the biggest reveal yet.
ما رو عفو کنید. خب بچه تو این ثبتی دقت کنید. یه چیزی از پشت درخت، ببینید این سرعت طبیعی خودشه، با چه سرعتی میاد سرک میکشون. صحنه 3 ببینید قشنگ میاد. حالا نمیدونم این موقع روی فیلتر سولاریزه کاملا مشخص. سبکیه بعدی.
For a brief moment, a shadowy figure appeared just behind the tent. Was it the malevolent spirit that's been preying on children for decades? Or just a clever trick of the camera? You decide.
اینجا صحنه 3 ببینید قشنگ میاد. حالا نمیدونم.
This spine-tingling video is about to serve as a chilling reminder of why it's never a wise move to play detective in the dead of night, especially when you're in the middle of nowhere. Get ready for a hair-raising sight that'll make you think twice about stepping out of your vehicle into the unknown. The backstory of this clip is a bit murky, but from what we gathered, the man in the video noticed a figure standing unmoved in the middle of the road and decided to check it out. Utterly pissed, he decided to call their bluff by pulling off the cloth, hoping to find the prankster underneath, only to discover the chilling truth that it was never a prank. Could this be real? Do ghosts now appear in front of people's cars unprovoked? Or maybe it was a cheap shot at internet fame. What do you make of this video? Let us know in the comments. This person noticed something extremely wrong while checking out the CCTV footage of the car park outside. They noticed a distant headlight approaching and thought nothing of it, until something peculiar revealed itself out of the fog. There's nobody on the bike. Motorbikes can sustain themselves like that for a while, but for what possible reason would it be riding like that for so long? It clearly had no consideration for the oncoming traffic, so it either wasn't being controlled by anyone, or the thing controlling it didn't care. But surely, there would have been someone on it before it became fully visible for it to stay upright for so long. So, where did they go? And what did they do? How could this even happen? Do you have any ideas? Discuss them in the comments section.
This guy and his team showed up to investigate some chilling paranormal activity after someone decided to take their last breath inside this already well-known haunted place. The locals, absolutely terrified, reporting eerie sounds like bangs and screams echoing from within. The kind of stuff that makes you hesitate before stepping foot through the door. But here's where it all started getting really unsettling. You'll want to see it for yourself.
दूध पड़ा होता है वो गिर जाता है नीचे. कभी कहते दूध पड़ा होता है दिन को उठते दूध होता ही नहीं है, जैसे कोई जानवर पी गया हो. ठीक है. वायर हिल रही है अभी भी. वायर मूव हो रही है. यही
As they take a short break to chat, the fan behind one of them moves all of a sudden, seemingly on its own.
जानवर पी गया हो. ठीक है.
They even show us the area around it to try and find a reason, but there's no one around. And of course, we can't put this down to faulty mechanisms as the fan isn't even plugged in. Strange? Definitely. But consider that the appetizer, because there's more. A lot more.
अस्तगफिरुल्लाह ये क्या अल्लाह अकबर रिकॉर्ड हुई है
How can you explain the fact they always get pretty close to the objects with no jump cuts or strings whatsoever? Pretty interesting footage, plus the fact that they don't go screaming and shouting like some popular YouTube ghost hunters seems to add credibility to their footage. No sensationalism or entertainment, just pure paranormal investigation. Pretty impressive if you ask us.
उसकी हमें चाबी नहीं दी और उसकी क्यों नहीं दी उसकी हमें उन्होंने कोई वजह ही नहीं बताई बार यही जो है वो मूव हो रहा है अच्छा काफी जो है ना वो कौन सा ओए अस्तगफिरुल्लाह
यार इसकी कोई आवाज भी नहीं आती एकदम से
वो ना
अजीब सी आवाज सुनाई
ये नो ठीक है आपके कदमों की आवाज थी शायद सामने ही पड़ी थी जैसे कि चीज ने पंख मारे ये क्या दूध है इसके अंदर लगा हुआ वो नीचे भी दूध पड़े अल्लाह ये क्या अल्लाह अकबर कुल्हाड़ी गिरी है
Who's throwing tires around when we have both camera angles, a 360 pan around, and no one to be seen? Fascinating. As they prepare to call it a night, they open the door to what seems like a kitchen.
शोल्डर पे कुछ
चीज लगी है यहाँ पे
Their reactions seem pretty genuine, and the footage they captured Well, very intriguing to say the least. But what do you think? Is that house really haunted? And would you stick around to find out? Let us know.
Being a one-man paranormal investigator who explores an apparent haunted location at stupid o'clock for your teeming fans is all fun and games until the paranormal comes back to bite you in the ass.
뭐야? 잠깐만.
Not long after he made his way inside the old, abandoned house, he saw the mirror swaying rather rigorously from side to side, and this wasn't as a result of the wind. It felt more like a phantom hand, and when he goes to investigate, no one or nothing is there.
사람입니까? 가지마. 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 가지마.
Following the figure he saw through the door, he goes to check it out, without stopping to think that he might be falling into a trap. Anything for his channel, I guess. But boy, was that the beginning of the downward spiral of an eventful, spooked-filled night.
뭡니까? 뭐? 저기 뭐야? 와! 거기 누굽니까?
After following the entity into a quiet room, things take a dark turn as the stuff on the table starts moving, soon joined by the window rattling ominously. Talk about the calm before the storm. This should have been warning enough for our guy to pack up and leave, proving he wasn't alone in the house. Someone or something was messing with him. Who knows how long before things get physical. But our guy is not one to back down from an unsolved ghost mystery. So, he pressed on, investigating behind the window, despite trembling like a leaf. he found nothing until this happened.
뭐야? 뭐야? 어? 어? 너 뭐야? 거기 있어. 너 진짜 이지야. 너 거기 있어.
For a grand, eerie act, the figure appears behind the door partition, as if taunting him to come closer. However, our intrepid hero pulls the classic
"Screw you guys, I'm going home,"
and bolts for the exit before things could get ugly. Now, let's analyse his night at this haunted house. For starters, we notice how he sometimes fails to investigate moving objects, and when he does, he doesn't do it quickly enough. Anyone serious about proving to their fans that there's nothing to hide would be more proactive about showing that they don't have a sidekick literally pulling the strings. We also found it quite amusing that the ghost seemed more concerned about showing him around the place rather than scaring him off. Not to mention some jump cuts anytime he panned the camera down. Then again, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We don't know why the house was so deserted, with almost everything in place. Perhaps it was a friendly poltergeist who dabbed in show business while it was alive. But hey, kudos to him for taking these brave expeditions into haunted places many wouldn't dare to venture. Real poltergeist activity, or just another paranormal entertainment? Share your thoughts with us. In the wee hours of a certain night, this couple encountered a malevolent poltergeist they'll never forget. At the time, it felt like someone was trying to break into their home, but it wasn't until they reviewed the Ring camera that they figured that they had something way more sinister on their hands. This is what their camera captured.
3 knocks. Wait, I've got my hand on the speaker. Hold on. You're going to hear 3 knocks. The first one is with whoever is holding our curtain where you can see into our house. We're both still in the bed at this point. This is going to be the first knock. So whoever is inside our house right now. And they've got the curtain pulled up to beat on the door. You're going to hear the first one, hear the second one, and the third one. Play it. Second, third.
Didn't spot it? Someone or something pulled the curtain back just before the loud bang on the door. According to the uploader, they woke up to loud bangs on the door, which prompted them to reach for their phone and call 911. With the police en route, they cowered in fear by the corner of their bed, but when the cops arrived, they gave the all clear as they found no one or signs of attempted robbery or burglary. Together with the police, they go over the footage from the Ring camera and find no one in and around the front door at the time. No objects thrown, nothing. And since the door wasn't burgled, how the hell were the curtains moving like that on a still night? Could the lack of proof of human presence assert that they were being haunted, or was it just a foiled robbery attempt? We'll let you be the judge.
A scenic bike ride is a fantastic way to get the adrenaline pumping, but when these guys swooped around the trail they were on, they sensed something wasn't quite right, and their suspicions were proved correct when they watched the footage back. could argue that it is some branches amalgamating into a strange shape and tricking our eyes. But since when did branches have eyes, faces, and veils? The guys saw this and, ignoring the chills down their spines, headed back out to the same spot to see if they could catch it once more.
Acá está en árbol en medio del sendero.
Dicen que este puede ser, pero no creo, ¿eh? A ver, hazte un poquito para allá. Adelante, hijo. No, pues no se ve nada, ¿no? ¿Será este árbol? ¿Ustedes qué dicen?
There was nothing there but a tree. We don't know where this video was taken exactly, so we can't look into any legends or reports of that trail. But one thing is for certain, we wouldn't be biking down there anytime soon if we were them.
Apparently, humans may not be the most advanced species on planet Earth. The scary video you're about to watch seems to be yet another example caught on camera, where the line between reality and fantasy starts to blur. Take a look. Can't help but feel like the bike in this video should be left alone to carry on its duty of saving the Transformers universe.
Can't transform.
It comes to life out of nowhere, startling everyone around as it turns itself on and whips its handlebars to the side. It's almost as if it ran out of patience. Even the people in the cafe don't seem to understand what is going on, and neither do we. We found out about this place because Haunt Hunters sent a video of their investigation to our email, and the footage they caught seems to be very compelling. But what exactly was it that these guys walked into?
The historic Ritz Theater shut its cinematic doors after 80 plus years in the summer of 2023, but in doing so has given paranormal investigators a chance to investigate this haunted location.
I like.
Oh wow. You're not gonna like it.
What did it say?
Satan.
The Ritz Theater was opened in Utah in 1939 and was eventually handed down to married couple Alan and Mickey Bradshaw, who would run it for nearly 60 years until it closed down in 2023. What was once the town's most popular and historic entertainment outlet began to lose money, eventually forcing its doors closed.
We begin in the main theater and have most of the theater covered with various cameras to try and see if we can capture the spirit that I just saw. We have 2 infrared cameras pointed at the backs of the theater, a camera next to Jason and I on one side of the front of the theater, and on the other side of the front of the theater we have Jamie and her friend Justin.
A building that holds as much history as this is bound to be home to some strange phenomena.
Mostly so I can go get some snacks, but also so we can see about the paranormal activity there as well. Before I can even get set up, Jason and Jamie are already experiencing paranormal activity.
So we're excited to be at the theater tonight. Is there someone that could help us with candy or popcorn or drinks? We got the Paralantern, that's the round lantern-shaped object. It's got a purple light. Or keep touching that, keep turning that red.
Whoa, is this us? I mean, is that your phone?
Nope, I was testing it and it wasn't setting it off earlier.
Thank you, whoever's touching that K2. Now that, oh, it's gone down.
Act like you're ordering something.
Now it's back up to yellow.
According to Mickey, ghosts are living in the walls. The building has had its share of paranormal experiences, with owners Mickey and Alan Bradshaw, employees and guests reporting ghostly occurrences. A notable incident involving Alan Bradshaw and his daughter seeing an apparition of a couple in the auditorium, who disappeared when they looked again. The cinema is believed to house resident spirits, including 2 ushers in one of the auditoriums, thought to be former employees who loved their jobs so much they never left. Despite the owner's practical approach to their spectral visitors, these experiences contribute to the unique character of the 84-year-old cinema, Dr. Ghost Hunter's YouTube channel decided to do a paranormal investigation there, but while they didn't catch much in the way of solid physical footage, the same can't be said about Haunt Hunters. They set up 3 cameras throughout the theatre and believe they caught a shadow figure sliding down the right-hand wall. Take a look.
See, shadow on the walls look normal. Right there, right there, right there, walking. Walks, keeps walking, and then disappears completely in Reed. So watch, then you're gonna see our shadows kind of.
That's definitely a different shadow than
watch,
your guys'.
Another one manifests, walks down. Watch.
Yeah, that's weird.
Watch, goes, sits down. No one's sitting.
Yeah, that is definitely different than your guys' shadow too. You can tell the difference.
Dude,
that's
there's
weird.
3 people in that room, and now Reed's walking out, and watch. He gets a cold chill. Watch where he stops. Right there. That is nuts, dude.
Because with your guys' shadow, you guys have multiple light sources, so you can tell.
It's extremely hard to spot, so we'll zoom in a little. They believe this shadow couldn't have been cast from any of the other rooms because you can see that all the cameras are in real time and the position as well as the speed of the figure doesn't seem to match that of anyone else in that room either. But focus on the figure and use your peripheral vision. Replay it as many times as you need. Can you see anyone that could be casting that shadow? The guys on the channel claim that they all moved so their shadows wouldn't be cast in the same place. Could this really be proof of a shadow person caught on camera? What do you think? Let us know. But a big shout out to Haunt Hunters for sending this one over to our email.
This family keeps getting visited by something which tends to mess with them. And no matter how hard they look or search, there just isn't anything there. From shadows caught out of the corner of their eyes that suddenly disappear, to doors and drawers appearing opened when they were pretty sure they had left them closed, this house seems to be a paranormal hotspot. So they started leaving cameras everywhere to try and get some proof that they were not going crazy. Little did they know that the proof they got would be the one thing that would eventually send them nuts. Take a look. Either the teddy bear comes to life to ensure the baby's still asleep, or something the cam shouldn't detect got handsy and wanted to play a little, moving the toy on its own. What would you do if you saw your baby's teddy squeezing its body like that with no one around? Could this be some invisible force, or just some well played out tricks involving strings, edits, and camera positioning? Or perhaps it's something more sinister. Something that creeps like a tiny monster while it searches for its next victim. I think we found our little culprit. Jokes aside though, do you reckon this house is really haunted? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Imagine being on holiday, chilling in the sun, knowing your home is safe and sound, well locked and monitored by CCTV. When you wake up to a notification from your camera you never wanted to get. This family had a similar experience and is still clueless about what might have happened that day. Take a look. The movements and the lights turning on when the house was supposed to be empty had us playing the video in a loop, searching for answers. Did you also notice the figure walking past the mirror to the left? Perhaps the house wasn't empty after all. Another interesting detail was how the door went from having an oval window to being square shaped. Not to mention the blue flash just before the lights came on, which is typically used to hide editing mistakes, but it could just be the camera switching from infrared to visible light. As we dug deeper to find more videos, Hoping for clarity, we only found ourselves tumbling down a rabbit hole of spookiness. Take a look. In this video, you'll notice that the light is turned off, and the door has gone back to having an oval window. It seems reality changes with the light. If this isn't a classic case of spotting the difference, then we don't know what is. The video further proves that someone or something is in the house while they are away. How do you explain the lights going off if the family was away on holiday? Nor did they have any timer switch. What are they up against here? A sneaky poltergeist happy to have the house to itself? Or a squatter skilled at avoiding CCTV and was living it up while they were away? But let's not rule out the possibility that they might be the ones haunting their own home. There are plenty of fakers out there these days anyway, so never know.
A huge thanks to Sandra Nicholas for sending us these creepy videos she took inside her own home. In her email, she asks us to see if we can come up with any explanations for the paranormal milling around her front room. So get ready to type in the comments your theories. Starting off with the first video she sent us. Just based on the video, we can't really see what it was that fell over, but in her email, she tells us that it was a sturdy sealed roll of sellotape. She said that there were no windows open at the time and the roll had been sat exactly there for 3 days with no issue. So what the hell happened? Unfortunately for Sandra though, the sellotape roll wasn't the only thing that went tumbling to the floor, because a few nights before this happened. And somehow, that's not all. Look at the footage she caught just before the modem fell off the windowsill. If you missed it, don't worry, it's a little hard to see. So let's zoom in and get a closer look. Some strange orb flew across from the chairs to the modem and just vanished into thin air. From a purely skeptical standpoint, the items toppling over could be something as simple as the vibrations from cars driving past, or even heavy footsteps that can disturb an item's placement and over time lead it to fall over. That is an incredibly boring explanation, but one thing we can never truly explain is the coincidence of that particular orb. There are all the arguments about it being dust, or bugs, or even light reflection, but there is something so eerie about how it goes straight to the modem, and then in the same night, it's sent flying. What do you think is happening in the front room? Can we, as a community, help Sandra understand what could potentially be happening in her house? Let us know your theories in the comments, and another shout out to Sandra for sending this over.
Moving into a new apartment comes with excitement and a refreshing feel, especially when it's in a better part of town. This family recently moved to this house with such feelings but was oblivious to its mysterious past. If only they knew the evil that existed in the place. Here is the paranormal concoction that left them gasping.
Son las... no sé si se alcanza a ver, las 3 de la mañana con 1 minuto. Y mi hermana me acaba de levantar porque dice que se escuchan ruidos en el cuarto. Mi esposo y mi niña están dormidos y vamos a ir a ver qué se escucha en el cuarto. No hay nadie, solamente estamos mi hermana, mi hija, mi esposo y yo. Aquí en este cuarto está solo porque en estos últimos días nadie ha podido dormir aquí. Como podrán ver, el cuarto está totalmente solo. Y pues nadie duerme aquí. Solo estamos nosotros. Mi hermana dice que se escuchan cosas. Pero... ay, me asusté. Pero no sé, pues no se oye nada. No sabe. Amor, amor, levántate. Levántate porque...
It all started off like a joke, some sort of late night hide and seek with an unseen force, but when their chittering got too much for their brother to bear, he decided to show the entity who's boss, and this happened.
Estamos solos. No sabemos qué fue lo que pudo haber pasado. Mi esposo anda viendo. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué es, amor?
Se movió la puerta, no sé qué. ¿Qué va a estar ahí? Que nada. A ver, espérate.
No hay nada. No hay nada en el baño.
First off, we've got to acknowledge this guy's nerves of steel, diving headfirst into the source of the paranormal chaos. But who or what could be depriving them of a much needed sleep?
Seguimos grabando porque no dejan de escucharse los ruidos. Son las 3:19 de la mañana. No dejan de escucharse las cosas. ¿Abre la puerta?
¿Qué pasó? A ver, abre la puerta.
Cuidado, cuidado.
Yo primero.
Se escucha bien claro, pero no hay nadie. No hay nadie afuera de la casa.
Pásale para enfrente. Mira.
Solamente se escuchan todos. La gente ahorita a estas horas está dormida. No sabemos qué sea. Ya tenemos días sintiendo cosas extrañas. Últimamente se siente una vibra medio extraña.
And just when they thought the disturbance was only from outside, this happened, and all of them trembled like a leaf.
¡Ay, Dios! ¿Viste la mona en la cabeza? La cabeza de la mona.
Es por los nervios, mi amor, es por los nervios.
Estamos solos. No sabemos qué hacer.
Did you notice how that doll stood for a brief second before falling as they banned the camera? Or how violently the door was knocked again? This is starting to feel more than just a prankster's antics, and more like a poltergeist presence.
Seguimos aquí en la grabación. Mi esposo fumando, que no falta el vicio. Mi hermano aquí casi llorando. ¡La puerta!
¿Quién anda ahí?
Vean, es que no hay nadie. No es nadie. Todo se ve absolutamente solo. No hay absolutamente... ¡Ay, esperen! Amor,
¿Qué pasó?
¿me escuchaste?
Sí.
¿Estás bien, hija? ¡Ay, güey! No manches.
At this point, the man reaches his tipping point, promising to deal with whoever is pulling such an expensive prank on his family. However, he fails to entertain the possibility of other forces being at play here. How does he explain the doll's movement and other things around the house? If they didn't get it, then I bet they are about to do so now.
Ay, Dios. Estamos solas, mi esposo le tocó trabajar hoy. Estamos nosotras solas. Tenemos mucho... No, abrázame. Tenemos mucho miedo. Hace como 15 días que se empezó que escucharon estos ruidos. Ay, Dios. Ay, Dios. Ay, no.
With the orchestra of peace and calm out of the picture, the unholy present returns to haunt and set their hearts racing. With their hero unavailable, how would the lady survive the night?
Ay, Dios mío. Ay, no sé si alcanzaron a ver, pero se movió la cortina.
The ladies then decide to confront the demon or whatever it was from its source, but what they found made them wish they never opened that door. Take a look.
Vamos a ver qué había, pero no hay nadie. No se ve. ¡Ay, Dios! ¿Qué fue eso?
Someone or something tosses a knife in their direction, as if to let them know what was coming next. Sure, it's the wee hours, and they couldn't run outside the house into the streets, but their beds couldn't save them from whatever danger was coming. This was the last video they uploaded on their TikTok channel, which makes you wonder, did they get hurt, or were they able to get rid of their paranormal roommate? Real poltergeist activities, or did you pick holes in their story? Share your thoughts in the comments.
A good cocktail at the end of a busy week is a simple pleasure most of us like to indulge in, and so apparently do poltergeists. Because in this mind-boggling clip, you'll see a spirit making their drink preferences crystal clear. Take a look. Note to self. Spirits do not like their pina coladas too sweet. All jokes aside though, what happened here? It seemed to happen so fast. But when we slow it down, things seem to get even spookier. Did you see the way the bottle was yanked? There is no way the bottle could have slipped out of her hand that violently. And the clear shock in her face screams paranormal activity. But was it? How do you explain this one? Let us know what you think in the comments.
York, known as the GOAT of haunted cities, is a straight up nightmare fuel. Over 500 ghost sightings have been reported inside its ancient walls. It's an old city with a dark history of wars, plagues, and even scary executions. In fact, people say ghosts have haunted its streets for centuries, but one particular scary story that seems to be on everyone's tongue is the Shambles, a super old part of York. People say doors slammed open and shut by themselves. Houses disappear and shadowy figures move around like they own the place. There's even a story about the lost boy, a ghost who shows up randomly before vanishing into thin air. People believe he was an orphan who died during medieval times, and his spirit never moved on. On this particular day, the streets were empty and everything seemed normal until this happened. Did you catch that? Let's watch it again. Posted on X.com by the official Shambles Market account, this CCTV footage shows the bike coming out of nowhere, wobbling around like it was trying to stay up, and then just falling over on the sidewalk. No one was there to push it or stop it. So here's the $1 million question. Do you think it is the lost boy riding the bike? Or was it a ghostly cyclist from York's haunted past? Some say the video might have been faked. What do you think? Let us know. Number 5. Ghosts don't quit. This dude, known by many as Red Fox, was good at embarking on spooky investigations, hunting for ghosts, and he has witnessed many successful adventures, but on this particular day, he became the hunted one. He came into his room talking about how his house had gone full-on haunted mode, random noises, stuff falling off shelves, total chaos. So, he set up cameras to capture the situation and find the ghost troubling his house. After setting them up, he went about his day, Everything seemed normal until the sun dipped. That's when things got weird. A few hours later, the ghost clocked in for its shift, doing something that could make your goose pimples go, take a look. Did you see that? Watch closely. The night was only just getting started though. Whatever was lurking inside the room seemed to love sleeves and switches. Could it be a restless spirit, or an evil spirit he offended on one of his haunting trips? Either way, the shadowy figure wasn't done flexing. At this point, he got up to turn off the tap and give up. Do you think it's time for him to find a new place? Yeah, I think it's fair to say that time has come.
Going to the hospital is never a particularly positive experience. The sterile smells, bright lights, and seemingly endless corridors are enough to set anyone a little bit on edge. But what this person saw on their patrol through the wards late one night amid the pandemic, when the wards should have been mostly, if not completely empty, turned out to be even more terrifying than anything else you could find in a hospital. Take a look. If you missed it, don't worry, it's quite hard to spot, so let's slow down and zoom in. Look at the bin with the red bag inside, and trail your eyes up to the wall next to it and you can see the vague outline of a pale face slightly sticking out. On a closer look, the face seems to have a middle part with long hair and some kind of eye makeup on. This could mean one of three things. Someone stuck a printout of a creepy face behind that wall to freak out the co-workers. A patient was wandering through the wards alone at night and was spotted, or there's something much more sinister roaming through the building. Do you have any other theories? Leave them down below.
In southeast Brazil, there is a city called Joinville, and if you travel a few blocks from the city centre, you'll find yourself in the middle of Joinville Migrants Graveyard, which locals believe to be extremely haunted. Founded by German immigrants, the first migrants to arrive in Brazil from 1851 to 1913 have all been laid to rest on that very ground. And while the land itself seems to have remained relatively untrodden and rather quiet, some paranormal investigators couldn't just let it slip through their fingers, or camera lenses. The team over on Rafael Furpa's YouTube channel suited up and trekked over, hoping to catch some historical paranormal activity. And boy, did they deliver.
Aqui do nada, a gente veio por ali, aí eu senti uma presença estranha aqui, entendeu? Ai! Galera, os mosquitos estão matando a gente aqui, velho. Tá preula, mano. Olha, tô tudo picado. A gente deixou a câmera bem no esquema aqui, porque nessa parte aqui eu senti uma presença bem forte. Um negócio bem pra cá. Mano, o negócio passando lá. Peraí. Caralho, mano, que aquilo, Vinícius? Vamos ver se tem alguma coisa ali. Chega aí. Mano, eu vi um bagulho passando daqui pra cá. Mano, será que tem alguém ali? Tem alguém aí? Te juro, Vinícius, mano, te juro. Eu não sei se era uma pessoa ou se era alguma coisa, cara. Mano. Eu vi, Vinícius, passando. Ai, seu viado, eu pensei que era alguém que estava aqui do nada. Te juro, Vinícius, passou pra cá, mano. Deixa eu ver se não tem ninguém aqui. Galera, eu não tô brincando, eu vi alguma coisa passando. Eu pensei que até que era alguém, esses caras que vêm do cemitério à noite. Gótico. Você não viu? Você não viu, você tava de costas, eu acho.
Who or what the hell was that? Skeptics were quick to jump on the comments section claiming it to be CGI. And while they do have a point, since it's easier than ever to create ghostly figures using video editing tricks, isn't it spine-chilling enough to think that this could truly be one of the many lost souls wandering the cemetery? We analysed the video, and to be fair, if you look closely enough, when a shadowy figure passes by the metal bars, it seems a bit dodgy that some of them go darker, but could the camera quality cause that? Very interesting if you ask us, but what do you think about this one? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
This scary video might just make you think twice about spending the night alone at stupid o'clock. After months of getting the heebie-jeebies in his own home, this guy couldn't shake the feeling that something was seriously off. He'd been catching twisted shadows out of the corner of his eye, but one terrifying night finally pushed him over the edge. Desperate for a break, he fled to a hotel for a few days, hoping the distance would calm his nerves. But when he returned, he came back with a plan. Phone on one hand, spare pants on the other, ready to catch that shadow bastard who didn't even offer to pay the rent.
I'm fully invested. Let's go and see a shadow bastard. Come with me, come on, let's go.
He thought capturing the footage would settle things once and for all. Maybe even prove that it was all in his head, but that very footage was the thing that sent him spiraling. And it all started in the kitchen.
Okay, I'm back home. It's been about 3 days. I just got back from my hotel room, and I've still been witnessing uneasy feeling in here. It's the only way I can describe it. So tonight, I'm just trying to see if there's any type of communication. Whoever you are, I've caught you a couple of times on camera.
Yo, what up? Ghost Golden Guns over here. And I'm going live right now because
That's why. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? What the f***? What the f***? Who is out? Oh my god. Oh my goodness, what the f***? Hello, who is there? Oh my goodness, please stop. What the f***? Please stop. Please stop. This is my house. Leave. Leave. This is my house. You're not allowed here. Leave. Oh my goodness. Hello. Oh my goodness. What the f***?
The strangest thing about this is that if the cupboard doors were just swinging open, you could probably brush all this off as a bit of string. But how the hell are they slamming closed as well? Unless this guy has employed the borrowers to pull the door shut from the inside, there's no way it could be closed so aggressively. And it turns out that things in there got weirder and weirder, believing there to be some kind of malevolent presence behind the crazy cupboards. This guy decided to invest in an SLS camera. He found exactly what you'd expect when it comes to software like that. But there was another element to the video he caught that will make your hair stand on end.
Is there anyone there? Oh man, that's fucking crazy. What the fuck, man? Who's there? Leave. Leave.
The stick figure is creepy enough, but the fact that it was right in front of the cupboard and then on command, the door swung open and closed again. Albeit more gentle this time, but still a huge paranormal punch in the face. After living in fear of this phantom cupboard fanatic, the activity seemed to die down, and he became slightly more comfortable, relaxing in the front room. But one night, after he thought it was all over and done with, he felt it. That small yet overwhelmingly foreboding sense of dread began to slither up his body, twisting through every nerve as he realized that it had never ended. He pulled out his camera and in his desperation, he managed to catch this.
What the
The footage is somewhat blurred, but if you focus just a little, you can easily make out what looks like a silhouette lurking in the shadows. But what the hell, or who the hell was it? Something was pressed against the glass, clear as day. But when they ran in to check, nothing. Okay, so from here it all starts turning a bit mental. The door swinging shut on its own is bad enough, but the toy truck rolling by itself might have been the final straw. But it was that silent, empty building refusing to stay silent that pushed him to his limit.